Hello and welcome. It is the second day of April 2019. My name is Derek, all bets trades and of the like. What that is within each his own risk and their own reward. 4100 was most certainly significant key level as it was a Fibonacci point that I calculated, as was 4841. Noting it would probably pierce above 5000. Sure enough, it did do so. And the move in which it had, when we look at this on the 5 minute time frame, to say spectacular to say the least. Short term has managed to establish a big level of support near 4,680 since its last test in there at 13:20 hours. Spending some more time in this little 4733 area, but lifting off most recently in here at 1500 and 1/3 of an hour, and just holding up into the upper end. And I've been for a while. Really, do I think it's going to be resistance here at 4,800? Do I think it's going to be a double hit? I don't know what name to use it. A double hit might be that, meaning you're just not going to find resistance where you're supposed to, and then where you're supposed to there after that. And I've been thinking that for a while. And do you know what? And I think I should think that even more because I've been saying that a long time with that of LTC, as this was an area I was projecting would go to 125, which is an area where the next key Fibonacci level above this would be looking towards, playing out towards on the weekly chart. A lot of it was because the Fibonacci was like around 63, I think it was, right around here, the 60-ish maybe. I thought after making this resistance high, I felt breaking out above this, I would be expecting a good move. Litecoin has history of having phenomenal plays going forward. And if Bitcoin goes to its next key level of 6K and change around that area, 6,000 would still count as far as I'm concerned. But I would be thinking that this one could be going to a target level near 125. And then from there, it could pierce higher well into this. I think 125 is conservative more than anything, or just a conservative pierce above the multiple hit support level that we can see at that point. But daily chart, nice, awesome breakout so far. The gain so far 22%, and on the single hour time frame, just a phenomenal move. There's a lot of action against the Bitcoin cross with LTC, as the session had this awesome move going down below here, making lows not seen since the way up, or multi-day lows. Now its poised are looking to break above this resistance. So I'm looking at this thinking, I stated yesterday, oh, by the way, this high alert on Bitcoin going higher. Well, now I got to put one on this for LTC / BTC to do the same thing. And it's now entered this previous area of support. I'm thinking in the area of 225 is where I would expect this to go to. And now that I say this, I just want to do some math, not in my head because I wouldn't be able to do it well in my head. So therefore, what we're looking at is the situation where, well, 0.0225, we'll just 1x that now. That's what, and then we'll take 44 and 4/9 and multiply it by the price target of 125, which gets to 55.55. So in thinking this actually, we could be looking more towards 143. We'll see. We'll see. And that's for the dollar price now on Litecoin. But I like how this is poised to have another move higher. Within such in here, we had this move, just a few weeks doing this. So you have this up move, some sideways consolidation. It still has yet to have any need to a correctionary move within the 18 band at all. Didn't need one here, and it's looking like it's not going to need one here as well. And this brings us to the request section. Every day I'm going to, if there is at least one request, I will take that of one of them. And I will I'll just give it a quick talk. So in this one, weekly term time frame, after it's been in this major decline, or it's continuous decline rather, from leaving the sideways point from the beginning. It really, yeah, beginning, because it came out July 1st. Although this is July 31st. Either way, it came from this point. It was just going sideways, one leg lower in here, and then you have this nice little green candle move up and great sideways consolidation, and now some productive move over the last few weeks on the daily term time frame, getting out nicely above this, and just like Litecoin, when you have a line like this where it goes down and you start to see it break out, roughly around 443 to me was where you're like, okay, key spot where you'd be looking to be like, what's a clear breakout? We can see it's already well above it. So in shortening it out on the single hour term time frame, that meant if this was your line, then you really had to buy in here and you would have been doing well. How fast would you have had for time? Well, let's just take a look and see on the one. You would have been noticing that you were breaking this level, and as it was moving higher, if you were focused on that, you really should have got somewhere near that price, of course. But you'd have to be there at the time frame of 12:20 or so, 12:19 p.m. Eastern Time, or else you'd pay a little bit more. Now let's move on to the top gainers and losers. The top gainer I can find right now over the last 24 hours is Vericoin, which is down well more than 55% or more than 55% intraday, as it went from 2,500 to 10,000, now back down to 4,400, and up since 7 o'clock 72.59%. It took 2 minutes. I'm not going to put the 1 minute chart on. I've already looked at it. It took 2 minutes to do it. Maybe I'll do the 5. But the span of this was 2 minutes. And having a big volatility there in this point. And well, if you're able to sell in here, you either need to have sell orders or to have been around this time to get the very phenomenal prices. And even to get anything over 8,000, you would have had to have been super, super fast. You would have only had seconds to be getting prices over that of 8. The biggest loser I see is XHV. It's also on Bittrex. Haven't heard of or ever remember seeing it, but it's this one here. So in the 5 minute time frame, it's just hanging around there. But 15, you're going to see it down some. There we go. And it all started with everything else on Bitcoin was making its move 1 o'clock across the board, but continuing on showing some weakness. Was this thing been up for a while? Because oftentimes that's what you're getting. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case on the daily. Yeah, I guess so. That's exactly it. Just retracing. And a deep one at that, too. Wow. Didn't take long for it to come back to where I really would like to see it hold, stay above. At the lowest level at that, too. Because I would have originally said around 8,200, which it's holding and staying above that number now. But phenomenal move up. But this also means that if you're trading in the strategies that I talk about where you're selling up here, and you've been this man in here buy all the way down, and this thing has been down still quite significantly, 53,000 down to 4,500, 11, 12x move. So you're losing when you're trading it this way. I mean, if you started back in here, unless you started back down in here, you'd be okay. But if you started up in here, you'd be losing. Market's just been going down. You buy order and you hardly ever sell. But from what you did sell in here, especially, okay, so say you buy at like 5,000, we get a little bit of selling here. Let's just assume, even if it doesn't matter if you got your buyback or not in here. So you sell in here, you maybe sell again at 12, maybe you have another sell at 16. Well, it means you can start buying them back, and the more trades you can get back and forth and swing on the nice 20, 30, 10%, depending on what style moves you're looking for, the better it can be, especially if you're looking for, like, say, 50% style or more style moves. Say you bought last at, say, down in here back in February. You bought at 6,600. You didn't want to sell it to like 9,000 and change, like close to 10. So you had your sell order fill a few days ago. Oh, sell at 10. Let's now sell like at around 17, 18. That one filled. Now you can buy that 17, 18 fill order back. That's a type of volatility that I like. But it's going to be very common when I show losers on these markets that you're going to be seeing retracements from previous gains. But boy, was this one ever a wild one. The volatility volume has been nothing short of large every single day as well. And if this is a failed breakout, oh boy, this thing could get very ugly in time. And if it's not, that means it's a successful breakout where we had a break of this established level of resistance and thus established new level. Now we're back to this band. Oh, If it can, within the next few days, hold within this area, but later on breaking above the 18 highs at 14.16, start to break above, then maybe it can make a move back to its previous highs at the 50 handle. But until then, I find this retracement a little concerning, but we'll let the market do what it does. I'm not trading this. I'm just going to continuously show the highest and the lowest, and I have no interest in trading this as well either. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.